an ancient temple of light here in Los Feliz. And, see, let's see. Um, what do they want? Oh, what the heck. I'll just leave it as it is. So we have all kinds of things going on. Let me see if I can flip it. There. Okay. We're going to go by Los Feliz Temple of Light. And we're also going to go by the headquarters of Agape Lodge 2, was Aleister Crowley's second lodge in America. Started in 1935. Carl Guinness. He sort of used the Ordo Templi Orientis, the OTO, not OT like an operating thing, but OTO is an Ordo Templi Orientis. And Crowley began to take it over, and he imported his already existing body of Thelema into the OTO, so that the two became identical. And Crowley traveled around the world. He was only in Los Angeles once, and he didn't like it. He was critical of the city. Oh, it sounds like we have a race car driver. We're on Franklin, so we do get race car drivers up and down the streets on Saturday nights. And I'm trying to deal with Brendana. I need an assistant because this dog wanders all around, don't you? Yes, he does. He wanders all around. So let's get my chat up so I can see the chat if we're up. Okay. Sorry. Just some adjustments. Yep. Okay, so anyway, it's going to be a fun trip. You are not going to believe what you're going to see tonight. If you have questions about Jack Parsons, Aleister Crowley, Thelema, L. Ron Hubbard, I'm finishing the middle section of my book. The first section and the final section are done. I'm just filling in a lot of blanks in Hubbard's period from about 1937 to 1947, which is a period that's not really covered much, but I'm covering it. So this is like my fourth. I have like 4 manuscripts in Scientology that I've written over the years, and this is the one I'm settling on, and it will be about many things that have not been covered, or I'll cover them more in depth. And I'm finding the work of John A. Tack, Chris Owen, Russell Miller, the classic works, to be of great aid, but I'm building upon those. I'm expanding them, going into some areas they haven't. And let me see what we got here. Okay, make sure it's safe to cross. Okay, let me see. Okay, hold on. Yes. What do we have here? Oh, I thought that was a cop pulling someone over. Beautiful evening out here in Los Angeles. It's only about 72 degrees, and I don't know what time it is. Around 10 o'clock. I don't know. I didn't bring my watch with me. Through mysterious way. They like 3 years rebuilding it, gutting it. It's beautiful. They just opened it. And an interesting thing about this house It says, it's on Laughlin Park Drive, and it says slippers. Slippers. So I guess you have to wear slippers when you go into the house. The story when David Miscavige paid John Brousseau to build Tom Cruise's luxury motorhome, there was a special slipper cozy where when you went into Tom Cruise's motorhome, if you were in the inner sanctum, you had to remove your shoes, your custom John Lobb shoes. If you're David Miscavige, and get some slippers out of the slipper cozy. I would think that Tom Cruise would have had some custom, tiny silks built for David Miscavige to put in the slipper cozy when they were in Tom's custom RV. So here, these are not so custom. These are like the people living in these motorhomes. There are plenty of those around the city. Not so many here, but maybe L. Ron Hubbard's. Maybe this is L. Ron Hubbard's motorhome. I'm glad. I thank you for putting that in. Time in the Last 20. I'm looking forward to Russell's next book. Now I have a race against the clock. But I think what I'm doing with my book will be different in a lot of ways than any other book that's been done. So I'm quite excited about some of the research, which leads me to why this is part of what we're doing tonight. Look at those beautiful palm trees. There's like 100 years. I'm sorry, it's Tina in the Last 20. I'm sorry, Tina, I just don't have my glasses on, so I can't read this small. Has the camera work settled down? I hope so. The building up there, the trees, that's the top of Laughlin Park, which is a private gated community. And since it's private, the city doesn't pay any expenses. The people who live there pay for their own roads and infrastructure. So the fees for living there, the homeowners association, can be quite expensive. But what's money when you got a lot of it? You just write checks. You don't worry about it. Okay, now there's another, we're going to take another shot from across the street. That's the Black Dahlia, where a doctor was said to, it has secret passages in the walls, and it was associated with the Black Dahlia murder. The doctor's son, who's supposed to be quite a butcher, said he believed his father committed the Black Dahlia murder, which made big news in LA. Wow, look at that. Very picturesque. So they, so they use it for, you can rent it out for parties and events. It'd be a great place. Look at that Harley. Is that a Harley? Beautiful bike. Wow. What do we have here? Oh, I like this. Look at the paint job on that. You remember the other story where Brousseau painted a custom motorbike for Tom Cruise when he was married to Katie Holmes, and that was all done at church expense, which I believe Tom Cruise repaid, because if a church spends too much money on a member, it's called an excessive benefit, and it violates IRS code. And the RVs and the plane hangar for Tom's P-51, that was all constituted an excessive benefit. Instead of getting in a fight over his CPA wrote a check. Like, why bother? Why bother? Now we're very near Griffith Park Observatory, which you go, about 2 blocks over we would see. But that's the White House. That's a shot of the White House with Laughlin Park above it. This equally large house above it is very. So it's nice to go out and see the local neighborhoods. We're only maybe 6-minute walk away from Celebrity Center. So the Black Dahlia house is equidistant between the Agape Lodge, Celebrity Center, and Pack Base.
Yes.
Big Blue. Hello. See, everyone loves you. Everyone loves you. Yes, they do. Okay, now are we on? Okay. We're on. Let's go across. Okay. Okay, we are at Winona, and we're looking for an address, which I'll tell you when we come to it. Interesting to see real life. So the great Aleister Crowley, the Antichrist, he called himself the most evil man alive, the Beast 666, a title which Hubbard was in the original OT8 materials, said the Antichrist spoken of in the book of the Revelations. What's that, Ron? Yes, I was the Antichrist spoken of in the book of Revelation. Yeah, but they got rid of OT8 when you said that. Why, yes, because when I told people I was Antichrist, it freaked the fuck out of them, quite frankly. And David Miscavige couldn't handle it, but he has no confront. I agree, Ron. Dave can be a pussy. Because if you, the founder and source, said you were the Antichrist, he should have just stuck with program. Yes, he went out tech. Gross out tech. He should have been commented and declared a suppressive person. Because David, as you know, is very suppressive. I agree, Ron. Total SP like you. But never mind. Okay, now we're looking for the address. Ooh, you can feel it in the air as we near. Now this address we're going to is where it was set up in 1935. Wilfred Smith, Agape Lodge number 2, Ordo Templi Orientis, Los Angeles. And Jack Parsons, when he was married to Helen Northrup, first visited here in 1939. And this was after his friend, I believe his name, Mr. Rapinski, gave him, the story goes in George Pendel's biography of Parsons that he was at Rapinski's house going through his private library, which back in the day, that was a thing to have a private library in your home. I once had a very large one, but it's dwindled down, and you know. But anyway, he saw one of Crowley's books, and it really was like a revelation. And Rapinski said, "It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, Jack. You can have the book." And that's really what happened. Is that he read one of and I forget the title, but it was an Essays on Light. Essays on Light was the name of the book, and it changed Jack Parsons. And so for about 2 years, from 1939, when he first went and visited Agape Lodge number 2, he and Helen were not initiators. That's between, you know, that a lot of lodges have what are called prospects. You spend 2 years there, and you know, and it takes some money to join and other things. I think, as Pendel's biography says, he had to save up the money to pay for the fees. And Helen was somewhat lukewarm because some of the people there were odd. There was even a strange, they were all high one night doing some sex magic, and someone took a gun belonging to Parson and carjacked a vehicle, and the police looked into that. So there were strange goings on. And where are we going? Oh, look at that. This is classic old Hollywood apartments. And then every once in a while they'll tear down the old apartments and build big stuff that looks like it belongs in Miami. The big apartments. Quite nice. These, those would go, I don't know, 3,000 plus a month for a one bedroom. More, if you wanted more bedrooms. So, Sebastian, will you get on this side? Come on. Come on, I need your help. So we are in Old Hollywood. Franklin is the boundary between Los Feliz and Hollywood. So that is the boundary. We're on the Northeast Division of LAPD, and you cross over, then the Hollywood Division picks up from there. So now we're in the jurisdiction of Hollywood LAPD. They have their spies out, no doubt. Okay, now we just have to get some addresses. Okay, let me go out on, is this it? Is this it? I don't want to shine lights. I want to be very careful here. Well, a car's blocking the driveway. Let me turn the flashlight. And just give me a minute, folks, please. Bear with me. Bear with me. Just look. I want to be absolutely sure you're getting the straight dope. No, I can't see. Hold on a minute. Bear with me, please. Film noir Los Angeles is the best. It is. Look at that stairway and that lighting. It's just classic. So I just have to go up and I don't have my flashlight. This is not it, but we're almost there. Oh, we have to be careful. Sebastian sometimes with dogs does not get along. Generally, he's very sweet, but he will, he will never charge or anything, but he might bark. He gets a little bit, Okay, so where are we? 5. That's 45. We have to go across the street. Look at this classic old entrance. This is not it, but just look at the nice old touches you have on these Hollywood apartments. Come on. Come on, Sebastian. Okay. 40. Okay. 1744, 1750. And the address, you can see what happens when you look around. Okay, so 17, okay, so we're going to go. This is quite a paradise in here. Look how lovely it is. Go around. Ooh, what came on just as we were passing? Oh, Bastion. Are we close to the Agape Lodge? You know, I should have brought my Ouija board to ask. And okay.